Hello everyone, my name is Adriana Lopez, and today we'll be doing a prototype-like model for an egg. And this is going to be, if you ever have heard about it, it's called an egg drop experiment. And it's going to require you to do a model for your egg so you can protect the egg from breaking. Now, in these upcoming minutes, we will be talking about what are some material you might need to build your your prototype, and how are some things that can be a way for you to succeed in this experiment. However, we're coming in blindfolded, so we do not know what are the incomes of our prototype. So we're going to show you our example and what we used for our prototype. Now, going into our experiment, we are going to be using scissors for our tape, and we'll explain about the tape and the scissors further into this video. But these are some of the materials that we're going to be needing. So scissors is one, and one egg is another. Tape is as well. Make sure that the tape is strong enough to seal this box. And this is more of like a reusable box. If you have a box at home that you're not needing or you can use, it could be anything that can fit to an egg. So I have, for example, I have this box right here. Any kind of cloth. I'm using a facial cloth, but you can use also like a regular cloth that's at home that you have. This one's pretty long, as you can see. And also some napkins. Now we're going to be going in step by step on what we'll be doing with our prototype. By the way, another thing that we'll be needing is also a ladder. So if you have a ladder at home, anything that's passing at least 5 feet, it would be really helpful for this experiment, because that will be our way of experimenting if our prototype is successful or not. Now, if you do not have a ladder, it is okay. You can also find ways to improvise on height-wise on how to test your experiment. So you would always want to look outside your house, or even go to a park, or even at home to try this experiment. Now, going into this experiment, now we're going to be using our napkins that were displayed in our materials, and we're going to be at least placing 7 or less, depending on it not being super filled up, napkins in our little container. This will help us prevent the egg from breaking. So we're going to try to see if we can at least fill in some cushion in. When you feel like there's a cushion, then you know that it's going to help when it comes to dropping the egg. Once you already have that in, we're going to go on to also making sure that we have enough napkins to place it on the top part as well. So something like this will be on the top part once we're done. So making sure you have enough for the inside, on the bottom part of the container, and also the top part of the container. Now, once you are done with the container part, you're going to want to roll your cloth or your fabric or whatever kind of cloth you have, and you want to roll it really tight. I'm just using an example on how you would roll it. And once that is done, you're going to try to make sure that the egg is not being able to move. So as you can see here, the cloth is wrapping around the egg, which is helping the egg from not moving back and forth. You want it to make sure it's at a tight place, but not too tight for the egg to break. And once that is done, once it is really tight, not really tight, but somewhat tight, you're going to be placing the egg inside the container. Now, once your egg is already inside and it's wrapped up, you're going to want to put extra napkins on the top, and you're going to want to tuck the napkins in so you'll have enough space to close your container. Once that is done, you're going to put the lid on top of the container. Now, if there's still enough room for there to be more napkins, you can do that too, but make sure you don't overfill it too. You're going to want to make sure that you have enough room as well for the top to close. Now I actually added a bit more to my container. As you can see, it is looking a little tight. That is okay, because I will be taping the edge all around the container so it won't open. Now this is where your scissors and your tape will come in. I started from taping on the really bottom part of the container and then work my way down all the way around. So in that case, it can have enough tape to seal the container from when you are doing your experiment, so it won't open as the experiment is being processed. Now we had finished taping up the prototype. As you can see, it's all sealed all the way also to the bottom part. And as you can see, my egg is not also moving. And you'll also want to make sure that your top part is not where it could be open. As you can see, it's closed all the way. And that's when we're going to start forming our experiment, since we are ready. Now, keep this in mind, not everyone has the same material, and also you don't need to use the same material as I am using. This is just my experiment, and if you feel like you know other ways to help your egg to not break, you can also use that too. Make sure that you are careful when you're up on the ladder, and make sure that your ladder is not tilted a little. And yeah, we're gonna test our experiment. So I'm not gonna go super high. As you can see, I'm more than more than 5 feet up. So now I'll be testing my egg drop. Now that we had actually opened up our experiment, our egg actually did survive. So as you can see, I did go more than 5 feet up, and this prototype was actually successful. So however, it may not work for every single person due to either material wise, not everyone may have the same material, or there'll be also some modifications that can happen when doing this experiment. However, my experiment was actually successful and my egg actually survived the egg drop. And I want to say thank you for everyone watching this video. Thank you.